Live from our studios in Lincoln, your news leader. 1011 News at 6 starts now.
And tonight it's all about the weather. We're following the big imminent storm from west to east and every place it hits along the way.
The weather-related closings are already adding up one after another. Schools and businesses shutting their doors in anticipation of the heavy snow, strong winds, and brutal conditions.
So who's going to get hit the hardest, and where is it snowing as we speak? The answer to all those storm-related questions right now. It's our top story on 1011 News at 6. Good evening, everyone. I'm Owen Jensen.
And I'm Bridget Farjan. We have live team coverage tonight of the impending winter storm and how it will affect the capital city. Taylor Barth is on which restaurants plan to still deliver during the snow, and Bill Rentschler explains how you can help LES if the power goes out.
First, here's a look at that same winter storm that's moving east towards Lincoln. The snow started falling first in western Nebraska. State Patrol in North Platte isn't reporting any crashes just yet. Roads are wet right now. The city administrator asks if you don't have to be outside, then don't. Stay inside. Now, right now, a live look. There we are, right up to date in North Platte. Now we're told there are 2 to 4 inches of snow on the ground.
And as that system moved east, the Tri-Cities was next. The snow started falling early this afternoon. It is sticking to the grass in Hastings, but the road's still just wet. And here is another live look. This is at Grand Island. It is flurrying, we're told, but nothing from Skyview, as we can see, seems to be sticking to the ground.
Now, the storm won't hit Lincoln until sometime overnight. If you've been driving in the capital city, you've likely seen the brine already on the streets. Crews started putting that down at 8 o'clock last night on snow, bus, and school routes, along with major roads. City crews are getting plows and material spreaders ready and will work 12-hour shifts. Is prepared to bring in contractors and says it's ready to deploy up to 80 plows if necessary. Crews will head out on the streets once we see an inch or more of snow accumulation, with high winds expected. The city says even if it plows streets, drifts can move back in within minutes. And the city engineers say trucks will run routes over and over again until the snow and wind stops.
Now, the city is encouraging you not to drive tomorrow if you don't have to, but many people still have to work, and that includes food delivery drivers.
That's right. While some are snowed in and stuck at home, one Jimmy John's employee says snow days are some of their busiest. 1011's Taylor Barth live with that story. Taylor?
Bridget and Owen, this Jimmy John's near 48th and Vine Street already has 5 delivery drivers scheduled to work tomorrow, and it's calling in for more help. Now, Lincoln could see several inches of snow tomorrow, but Jimmy John says it'll still get that sandwich to your door. It just won't be freaky fast. Now, the assistant manager at this location tells me they're upfront with their customers about how long their delivery times are. He says last Monday when we got snow, the average delivery time was 25 minutes, and depending on how busy they are, drivers take multiple deliveries at once. He says safety is their first priority, and drivers choose to deliver at their own discretion. But choosing not to go out would disappoint a lot of snowed-in people.
When it snows, we certainly get much busier than normal. You have people who don't want to leave their houses, who normally would go to other places to drive through and shop.
Flag says his restaurant will prep as normal, but will have to make sure to stay on top of bread so they don't run out and continue to slice meats and veggies. No matter the weather, Flag says his Jimmy John's will stay open as long as there's power and his workers are breathing. So some pretty serious stuff out here. And I also reached out to pizza places like Valentino's, Pizza Hut, and Domino's, and they tell me they will still deliver tomorrow as well. But like Jimmy John's, you'll just have to be patient and be prepared for those long wait times. Reporting live in Lincoln, Taylor Barth, 1011 News.
It could be a real battle getting your turkey sandwich to the door. Thanks very much, Taylor. Talk to you later. As you make your way home and get into the evening, where does everything stand right now?
Now, let's take a live look at Skyview and Lincoln. Still pretty quiet here, but it's only a matter of time before things will start to change with what you can expect for this evening. Here's Ken now with a first look at your forecast. Hi, Ken.
Bridget, Owen, the fastest 2 minutes in weather starts right now. Here's what we think you need to know. Here's a check of storm tracker radar. Now, not every place that's got the blue or the green is actually seeing precipitation hit the ground, but we have had snow reported. North Platte, Imperial, McCook, Hastings, several other cities as well. Lincoln, no moisture reported at the surface, but storm tracker starting to show that some of that precipitation is developing aloft, so we'll be moistening up that atmosphere as the evening wears on. As far as weather alerts are concerned, we've got the red shaded counties, that's the blizzard warning, in effect now for the Tri-Cities area starting at 6 o'clock tonight, continuing through the day on Tuesday. You can see that that bracketed by pink counties, including Lincoln and Lancaster County. That's the winter storm warning, goes into effect here in Lincoln at midnight tonight and will go through 4 a.m. on Wednesday. Then those purple shaded counties are winter weather advisories in the southeastern section of the state and also in north central and northwestern Nebraska. So that gives you an idea of where your area is at as far as the advisories and warnings are concerned. Right now, temperature is pretty mild. That's why we haven't seen a lot of snow sticking to the ground unless you're in the far west and southwest, with North Platte and McCook, Imperial, Paxton, Ogallala have had some snow on the ground. 37 now in Lincoln, 34 degrees in Grand Island, with winds out of the east and northeast, but they're not gale force at this point, so we're still in pretty decent shape. Winds are out of the east again, anywhere from around 8 to 18 miles an hour, but you got to go all the way to the southwest corner to see higher gusts over 30. Visibility's for a lot of us not that bad, but again, these are expected to worsen later tonight, certainly late tonight into the morning hours on Tuesday, as winds and snow both increase. Satellite radar showing us the past couple of hours. Here's what we think happens between now and over the next 24 hours. So we'll go between now and 10 o'clock. Could still see a rain-snow mix in Lincoln with the snow in the west and central. Overnight tonight into the early morning hours on Tuesday, we're going to be looking at that heavier snow developing, and that will continue along with the wind throughout the day on Tuesday, even into Tuesday afternoon before things start to wind down later in the day, but the winds will stay very, very strong. Snowfall potential quickly. Again, a band of anywhere from 8 to 14 inches of snow across central portions into northeastern portions of Nebraska. Right now, Lincoln in the 5 to 9. We'll have complete forecast details in just a few.
All right, thank you, Ken. As the city of Lincoln prepares for the snow and the wind, LES is reminding everyone to be prepared as well.
That's right. While power outages aren't necessarily going to happen, it's always good to be prepared. So, television's Bill Rensler joins us live with that story. Bill?
Bridget, Owen, I spoke with Kelly Porter from LES today. She says that on their part, there really isn't a whole lot that they can do. LES is constantly updating and maintaining their equipment and infrastructure so they can stand up to both severe and winter weather. Now, as far as we know, there won't be any power outages with this storm. But as winter weather hits, power outages are usually caused by snow and ice buildup on power lines and on tree limbs, which then come into contact with the power lines themselves. And while there isn't much for LES to do to their equipment before the snow starts falling, they are ready for it when the flakes start to fly, with crews already on standby this evening.
We have about 100 employees in the field at any given time during the day or night. We have some core individuals that are working, plus some on standby. So this evening we have about a dozen line workers on standby and 2 tree trimming crews.
If there are power outages with this storm, you should know LES will focus on the larger outages first before trying to repair more isolated power outages. Now again, LES says that if you have power that goes out, you should call them. Even if you think that a neighbor might have already done that, you can get a hold of them on their power line or through their webpage, les.com. You can find more information on that on our 1011 News app. Reporting live in Lincoln, Bill Rensler, 1011 News.
All right, Bill, thank you very much for that report. Talk to you later.
And speaking of our app, if you're trying to find whether a business or school is open or closed, we've got you covered. On the homepage of our app, at the very top of your screen, you'll find current closings. It's bright yellow. There you can find whether you'll have a snow day tomorrow if you're a kid or a teacher, or if you're stuck heading to work or school. You can also see those closings on the ticker at the bottom of your screen. Now, we also know that you know your neighborhood and communities best. If you see news happening or just want to send us a pretty picture of the snow or how you're dealing with the winter weather, send us a news tip through our app. And many communities have already issued parking bans. The city of Lincoln started at 6 o'clock. That means you cannot park on certain streets. If you do, you could get towed. There are alternatives of where you can park instead, and all of that information is on our 1011 News app. If you don't have it, head to the App Store and search 1011 News to download.
Well, with several inches of snow expected, Lincoln says it could use more volunteers for its Snow Angel program. The city requires people to scoop their sidewalks by 9 in the morning after it stops snowing. Those that are unable to do so can call the Snow Center and request a Snow Angel to help out. Now, right now, the city has just under 100 volunteers signed up to do that. And as Lincoln continues to grow, the city says those angels, and they are angels, are often taxed with more work than one person can handle. And the more snow we get, the harder it is to shovel.
Hopefully, if you don't have to be out, please don't be out. It's going to take a long time. If we get as much snow as they think we're going to get, it's going to take a lot longer for people to be able to shovel their walks.
Thanks to all those angels in advance. And to sign up to be a snow angel, you can visit the city's website at lincoln.ne.gov and request a snow angel at your home. You can call the Snow Center 441-7701.
This afternoon, Lincoln police issued an arrest warrant for the accused shooter in yesterday's murder. Omaha police arrested 33-year-old Anthony Wells on unrelated charges. Now, LPD says he'll face a first-degree murder charge in Lancaster County. Wells was named the suspect in the death of 25-year-old Josh Hartwig, who was shot and killed yesterday morning. Josh's stepmother sent us this picture of him. She says he was actively involved in Special Olympics. Now, the shooting happened in North Lincoln outside an apartment complex near 18th and Knox Streets. Police say after a fight between Wells and a woman, Wells came back from behind a building and fired shots into a group of people. Well, do you want to see the Royals World Series trophy up close and in person? Coming up in sports, where and when it will be in Lincoln.
That should be exciting. And later on, all eyes on Iowa tonight as voters decide who they like the best among the men and women running for prez. So who will come out on top? This should be very interesting. Right now, look at today's Lincoln and Grand Island weather almanacs.